Hello, welcome back. We're in Ireland, and it looks like my wife is already running away from me.
I was. We're at the Trinity College here.
And
Actually, it was back in May. We only do the video right now.
Yep, so I've recorded what I can, and I'll do a bit of explanation as we go. This is the Book of Kells Museum.
Book of Kells is a 9th century illuminated manuscript gospel book, which is in Latin. The decoration of it combines traditional Christian iconography with the ornate swelling motifs typical of insular art, and it includes motifs like mythical beasts, Celtic knots, animals, etc.
And this is the large, famous library.
Yes, the Trinity College Library.
That's it, yeah.
It's one of the most beautiful
and this
libraries
is
in the world.
Fibber McGee's. I didn't get a chance to have a good recording in there. It's a lot bigger than it looks. It has a load of different sections with arcades and whatnot and a large garden. I just thought I was going to be going back there and I didn't get a chance to, so I didn't get a chance to film as much. Now we are at Dublin Castle. And there's a few videos of the grounds and the surrounding buildings. I believe it's also attached to the Irish government's building as well. This is the chapel, I believe, that's attached to it. There are also some gardens surrounding it. I believe one is dedicated to as a Gardaí memorial, which is the police of Ireland. There's various little bridges and sections that you can go over in this area. And I'll go to
There's
that
a
one.
nice garden there as well.
That's the garden. Yeah. The gatehouse. There's also an art museum next to it, but we didn't get a chance to go in there.
You're also allowed to do photography inside this castle, only you can't use flash. You can't in most places anyway, because it can damage the artifact.
This is outside of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the government area. And the next shots will be shown inside the castle building. So I'm going to warn you, we had a little bit of monologue to go with this for a bit of a joke, but I've switched it off because basically this is a scam. You see the horse tours outside of the Guinness factory, and they charge you on the boards one thing, and then I'm not going to say I was completely right, and they said it was per person, but when I looked at it, it was per one person, so I got charged double. And essentially,
per person, they said it's for one ride, but it turns out it's actually per person.
Not to mention that there was one person on the cab who was controlling the horse, and there was one person waiting at the end of the ride. And I think that was just in case someone refused to pay the new price.
Yeah, the also funny thing, they refuse to take upfront payments.
That's true, yeah. They refuse to take upfront payments. This is a replica of the ship, the Jeanie Johnston, which was built in the 2000s. And it's based on the original Jeanie Johnston, which was known as a coffin ship. They were used in the 1800s during the famine to ship people from Ireland and Scotland during the Highland clearances to the USA. And the Jeanie Johnston is famous because no one actually died on the ship, whereas the other ships, the owners would give as little food, space, and water as possible to save on money, and many died, as much as half, if I recall, on every journey, or as an approximation. So of course, going to Ireland, you cannot not visit the Guinness factory, the old Guinness factory. The new one is in the south of this town. In the south of the city. And the queues are long, and I strongly suggest you book tickets, because if you try and go on the day and buy tickets, you are not going to get in. The Americans love it, and it's always packed. And you start the tour off with a rendition from the band, as you can see next. There's many little artistic features throughout the tour, such as like this waterfall, but it's very high. The tour goes for about 6 or 7 stories, and it goes through all the old adverts for Guinness, the way it's made, how it's made, the science that goes into it. And in the end, you get to go to the top tower and have a pint.
And one free pint is also included in the ticket.
That too, yeah. And as you can see, there's loads of little electronic bits and pieces and LED screens. It's all artistic, really. A lot of original equipment is also in there, like the barrels, the electric or diesel shunters, mini trains, obviously the engine equipment and whatnot.
Whoa, I had vertigo and I almost fell backwards.
I actually remember this advert. And this is the top drinking area with massive round circular skyline of the entirety of Dublin.
You probably can't see in the video, but there's glass out there now. You can see there's glass around, so it's not open top.
That'll be awful.
I'm trying a pint.
And that's basically the whole tour. Obviously, I missed a lot of it for obvious reasons. A lot of it. And some more outside shots of the tour of the Jeanie. Again, I didn't film inside because you need to come and see it for yourself. But you can marvel at the spectacle of it. Last bar is going to be in another alt bar, which is called
Possibly.
Cassidy's. Thank you. It has a really nice Victorian kind of gothic feel in there. I didn't get much video because we were about to leave for the airport, but you can get the gist of it. It's always dark and red lit lamps in there. Anyway,
And candles.
yep, and candles. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.